Steve Basic Architect. Yeah, we're out here at our Humble House project. Hopefully you enjoyed that little walk around the outside. I figured we'll take a walk around the inside of the first floor. So just a progress walk. We try and do these every week or two to bring you up to date, especially milestones. We got the roof trusses on. Some of our air barrier pieces, components are in place. So I'm standing in the front entryway. We have a beautiful stairway that goes up. This is a full 2-story space here. This is a twin entry. We have another one on the other side of the stairs, but basically come into the back hall of the house. We have a doorway here to the client's office, a nice sizable closet, and then we step into the kitchen here. So the kitchen is going to have a beautiful island here, cabinets down the back side of the wall, the 2 side walls. We have access to the owner's suite there, but basically standing at the island, looking out that large lift and slide door under the patio out to the backyard. We have a little dining area off to the right. The rest of that is pretty much living space beyond. And notice we have the vaulted ceiling there. Coming in, we'll go out there and we'll talk about a few things. Coming in here, this is that other entry that comes in. It also connects to the mudroom, which connects to the 2-car garage there, as well as a laundry room just off of it. So we'll have some nice built-ins and such there. Coming into the kitchen here, one of the things I wanted to point out on the kitchen, and I got my new big red stick, so if I have to talk about some things higher up, we certainly can. But on the walls here, in a long discussion with the contractor, we've chosen to use LSL studs. So LSL is laminated strand lumber. So there are these long strands that get placed into a mat format, and this thing is probably about 5 inches when it started. And then it gets mixed with some adhesive and then heavily compressed under some pretty extreme heat, and they're formed into basically 2x6s. Now you can get this stuff in beams and such also, so it's not quite as strong as an LVL, but it is stronger than a 2x12 if you want to use it. But the beauty of these is the dimensions are damn near perfect, and it provides a nice straight edge. Now, I know some of you out there are going to be hating on the LSL studs because I get it all the time. They're not OSB, clearly not OSB. They're made differently, different glue to a whole different set of specs. I've had these on projects where we framed in the winter. They've gotten soaking wet, they've frozen, they've, never changed dimension. And actually, I've got a number of these. I'm going to do a backyard test, and I'm going to shoot a bunch of video. It probably won't be out for about a month or so, but we're going to do a water test and see if these things actually do swell or do move. But anyways, you can drive screws in there, hang the cabinets. I know people say, oh, it's just going to pull out. I did a pull-out test. Go check out one of my shorts where I said site pull-out test, I think is the name of the short, where we showed you how it can support a 200-pound guy, one screw, one cabinet screw, buried at 1 inch. So anyways, LSLs for the cabinetry there. As we come around here, I'm going to put up my stick for a second because I wanted to point out one thing to you. We just got these. I've never seen these before. So this is basically a 2x12, but it's not a 2x12. It's actually an engineered piece of lumber. Look at it. It's got little pieces of 2x, and then it's got a glue joint here, and you can see it's all finger jointed. And it does have an MSR rating. So it has a 1.5 modulus of elasticity. Now, we got these, the lumberyard sent these out. They said, basically, they're stronger than a 2x12 and they're perfectly straight. So we're going to be using those as our stair stringers and cutting our stairs out of those rather than using LVLs. So yeah, never seen those before, but if you haven't either, then we both saw them here first. So Out here in the family room, you can see our steel moment frame is in. It's all welded up. We have our frame for our large 18-foot lift and slide door. It's a triple glazed lift and slide door. And then you can see we have our beams are in and our trusses are in for our covered patio out back there. Check out the exterior walk. And then over here is our dining nook. So we have another little ceiling. That one's going to get stick framed in and come up and sit on top of the trusses there. So we'll get that all framed in. But we also have this beautiful vault here. You can see in the family room. And the other thing I wanted to point out is, notice this. This is a very important detail. Our Zip R sheathing, right? It's got that 1 inch of polyiso underneath here. Well, notice that comes all the way down to basically the bottom or the top or bottom of the floor frame there. So we fully encapsulate it, right? You've heard me talk about air barrier continuity, and I always say, build the green box, then attach to it, right? So rather than put this first truss up against the wall and then bring this down to the top of the truss, well, that would make part of the wall of the second floor accessible to the attic space in this vaulted ceiling. We don't want that. We want to compartmentalize the stud bays that are behind here with the attic space that's created by the trusses. Compartmentalize meaning separate from, right? We want them to be two individuals. Here we have a vented roof. We're going to freely allow air to move through. On the other side of this, we have a nice tight wall assembly. We don't want any air to flow through, right? So let's take a walk and take a quick peek down in the master bedroom or owner's suite. So this is the door to the owner's suite here. Everything back here is all owner's suite. So we have opposing doors here. To my left is the homeowner's office, which also has a door out to the foyer. This is a walk-in closet here. And one of the things that I like to do is notice here, you can see on either side, I like to do these little 18-inch walls. And what that does, it does a couple things. It gives me something to bring that shelf into that's sturdy. This will get drywalled in, bring in my closet rod to it. But it also provides a nice wall here that as the door swings open, I can get my switches and to the lights and such right here, nice and easily accessible. And yes, I do give up a little bit of the closet rod, but I'll take that all day to get a nice clean look there. So the minute we breach into the owner's bedroom, notice here we have a hybrid truss. For those of you not familiar, I'm a contributor on the Build Show Network. I shoot a bunch of videos. I actually just shot one about the hybrid truss. So if ever you want to see anything in detail, chances are on the Build Show Network in my catalog there, probably 250 videos at this point. And it's all free, just like YouTube. You can go on there and watch, but I get into in-depth, I bring out details, we talk about it on the Vibe board, all that good stuff. But anyways, here we have a vaulted portion of that one truss in the bedroom proper. And then as we go into the bathroom here, notice that the bathroom ceiling portion of that truss is actually a flat ceiling. So it basically goes flat to vaulted there. And then we have our toilet room. And then of course here you can see, just like the kitchen, we've switched to the LSL studs because we're not hanging cabinets in the bathroom, but we are doing some large format tiles. So anytime we really want that nice straight wall system, then we want to use those studs, or we do use those studs. So lastly, we'll talk a little bit about air barrier continuity. On our wall system here, you can see we're using the Zip System R sheathing. This is a Zip R6. You can see it in section here. We have a 2x6 wall, 24 inches on center framed. We have 1 inch of poly ISO, and then the 7/16 inch weather resistive barrier integral structural panel. Right, so we do get structural shear from that. It's been all calculated by our engineer, so don't think just because you put the insulation. It does downgrade the amount of shear value, but it doesn't eliminate it, right? You can still get more than enough shear for what this house requires by using the Zip R6 system. That goes up the wall, and then notice on our wall we have the Siga MyVest, and that's basically draped over the top plate. So it attaches to our air barrier on the outside, which is the Zip facing, the green stuff. And then that comes up over the top plate. Our trusses sit on it, and then this will simply get folded up, and then our Myrex will attach to it. And then that'll complete our air barrier on the top side. We'll then go on the top side of the drywall. We'll do our insulation. We'll have a vented roof assembly, but we'll finish up with a vented roof, an R80 plus ceiling. You can see we have our 10-inch raised heel trusses there. So well insulated, continuous air barrier, thermally broken stud wall system, 24 inches on center. So anyways, hopefully you enjoyed that. That's the first floor progress tour. Like I said, if you're not checking out those videos on the Build Show Network, go check them out. If you haven't subscribed to my channel here, smash that subscribe button, tell all your friends, check out the other videos. I mean, I have, I don't know, 800 videos or so on YouTube now, all kinds of projects and stuff. So tons of information that I choose to share freely with you all to help educate the industry. That's how I was taught. That's how I'll finish. Anyways, Steve Basic Architect out here at our humble house. Until next time, long live our buildings.